Hey everyone, this is Michelle from Top 40 Strings, and today I am going to be talking about how to play the violin without sounding like a dying cat. We're going to get right into it. So one of the possible reasons why you might be getting a scratchy sound or something that doesn't sound very pleasant on your violin could be because of the amount of rosin that you put on your bow. I think some people tend to think that rosin is like food that you must feed your bow every day, and that is not the case. You should not be putting it on every day, and you should definitely not be doing this for minutes. If you're playing and you see like what looks like mist coming off of your violin because it's the rosin that's taking off of your violin, you definitely have too much on. Another reason could be because your bow hold is too rigid. Your hand has to be flexible when you're bowing. But if you don't and you keep it kind of like a statue, this is what happens. Notice I didn't really get a good sound. It was kind of scratchy in some of those areas because if your bow is not parallel to this area, the bridge, you're not going to get a good sound. So you do have to allow your hands to move around and be flexible. Which leads to my next thing, which is your bow has to be straight. The bow should, for the most part, be parallel to the bridge. So when it's here, do you see how it's parallel? And then here in the middle, and down here. It doesn't have to be perfectly parallel, but it certainly should not be like this. So tiring for the arm, but also it doesn't create a good sound. Another reason could be the quality of your instrument. If you bought your violin off the internet for $100 or something, then it's probably not going to be the best quality. Maybe try out some of your friends' violins and see if it does sound better when you play that. Then you would know that it's because of the violin. Another reason could be the quality of your strings, depending on how old they are. You are supposed to change them every 6 months to a year, depending on how often you play. If you practice a lot and you're playing hours and hours, then it could even go to 3 months. I mean, it really depends on how it sounds when you are playing. Now, for most of you who are students, you probably don't need to change it that often, but at least once a year, I think, would be ideal. I know some people just never change their strings, ever. Now, another reason why could be that your bow is moving all over the place. You know, you don't have control and keep it in one spot. I like to use the analogy of the bow is like a train, and this area is like the train tracks. The train must stay in the train tracks. And you don't want to move it around, otherwise the people on the train will be freaking out like, what's going on, right? So that might help you to get a smoother sound as well. And finally, I wanted to talk about how close the bow is to the bridge. If you like to play really close to the bridge, you actually have to apply more bow pressure to get a good sound. If you don't do that, it will be like, almost sounds like a harmonic in some weird way, but you just won't get a good sound at all. In order to play close to the bridge, you need more bow pressure. You won't need as much when you play further away from the bridge. So that's all I have for you today. These are the tips for how to not sound like a dying cat when you are playing. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more in the future. Oh, and thank you for helping me get to 10,000 subscribers. Yay! Now another reason could be that the boo. That's terrible. What's wrong with my violin? It helped. I am ecstatic. I don't know what else